All right. All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Bookmap All Markets webinar. We'll go through live order flow like we do on every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. This is the Bookmap uh, uh, webinar that is really a foundation on order flow and using Bookmap, and that's why we'll look at any market that you want and answer questions for you. And our goal here is to really dive into the details in the order flow so that you understand them at the kind of lowest and binary level, and then we can build up from there. That's our educational course is built on this process as well. My opinion, the entire market is built up on this structure. I can even demo for you that if you guys want to take a look. Let's jump in here and go through the disclosures. General disclosure: all Bookmap Limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure: trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, so let's first off, is there anything we want to go over here in general? No, nothing, no housekeeping rule things to go over. So we'll jump right into Bookmap, and we'll look at the S&P E-mini to begin with here, and then we'll take it into any other markets that you guys like. Most of the time we start here and end here. It's because everyone wants to look at the S&P. Anyway, and what's going on here in the S&P? Well, I actually have a few trades to go through with you guys based on order flow, right? That's what we will take trades in here. It's not a trading room though. It is for you to understand how to read it and how to use this as an edge and an advantage in your trading. And then we're going to go through trade management and why we made certain decisions based on the order flow. All right, so I've got some good examples today to go through, and we'll continue to keep an eye out as well. Let's see if there's any questions in here to begin with. Good morning, Alois. How are you? Let's see. On just a moment, find the chat room here. There it is. Okay. Yeah, good morning, Stephen. All right. TraderMap Pro. Yeah, Alois, excellent. Yeah, this is something I will cover right off the bat here, I think. And then I want to go through this non-farm with you guys and what's happening there. As you can see it here. You can see the big swings here. And all the price action since is within that range. Okay, so market's still trying to kind of figure out what to do after non-farm. The TraderMap Pro, let's see, traders using TraderMap Pro just get partial of the heat map. So no, the way that it works, Alois, is it's MBO data. There is no backfill data for the MBO. It's just too heavy. Therefore, when you open up your TraderMap Pro chart, it starts like you are showing it right here. Let me show everybody. It looks like this. You will not get that heat map data in backfill here because it is filtered. It has to be that way right now. That's the condition. All right, so now you can see I opened up mine early on in the session, so I have, this is all filtered data in here, and you can see it's back to 7 a.m. or my time, so 3 hours ago. And the TraderMap Pro, for anyone who's curious on what it's doing, well, just take a look here. Let's look at the S&P and see this stacker algo on either side here, kind of a halo around the best bid and offer. This is kind of, it's been a new development, and the NQ has had this for quite a while, but now the S&P does as well. And it's an algo, or multiple algos, and they're staying about 5 points away, or maybe looks like maybe 3 points away now or so, from the best bid and offer. And when it moves, the price moves, it moves as well. And this is disruptive for us because it's hard to read the liquidity. In this, moments like this actually are really helpful. You can see a larger player just came in the book here, and you can see the market reacting to that liquidity in here. It is selling off. Okay, so it gives us insight to what's happening here. Now that guy just pulled that liquidity, and now we're finding buyers snap right back. Okay, interesting dynamic there. Anyway, this TraderMap Pro feature we have as part of the MBO bundle will filter out this short-term high liquidity. And here it is here. This is what the heat map looks like. And you can see remnants of that behavior in here from that other, that stacker algo. But this is what TraderMap Pro is able to do, is able to filter that out. And gives us the liquidity that wants to trade, stays in the order book over a longer period of time. You can see why this was still captured in here, because it stayed in the book a little bit longer. Anyway, so we just traded into high liquidity down here at 90. Okay, after that bit of a spoof here, and you can see that yeah, we trade right down to it here. Into this 90 or 89 3/4 level, and it looks like it's about to trade into the next level here, 87 or 88, and then the next level is down here at 84. Okay, right, so better, clearer insight using this filter on the liquidity heat map. All right, so actually, since if you guys want me to demo it, maybe I'll quickly go through it, how we develop this, what it looks like. So you need to have the MBO bundle. You can have Bookmap Global or Global Plus, that doesn't matter, but you will need to have the MBO bundle. It's part of it, and it makes sense. It should be part of it because it's MBO data. So just get the MBO bundle, and then you'll be able to get TraderMap Pro, and you also get Market Pulse included. Let's click on the add-ons here, and let's go down to TraderMap Pro here, and then we're going to here's the algo running right now. I'm going to click on create, and we're going to create a new one in here, and it pops up on the top here. We're going to select the ES here, and we can give it a name here. If we want, we can say the ES2 or whatever it is, but you'll see in just a second what it looks like. Now we add the algo to this TraderMap Pro. Click on add, and then we've got our filters here. To get rid of this this high short-term liquidity in here, go to the order change filter, and then now from the drop down here, it says changed, but we actually want to select the next one, which is not changed. So show only the orders that were not changed by time, price, or price or size, or you can select price or size individually. That's it. Now all you need to do is press play, and then you can see the new symbol that we just created here. It's a synthetic symbol. So we can close this, and now you can see it's starting to add, just like the image that Alois was showing earlier. It's starting to add it here, and there we go. Yeah, so you get some backfill data in here, Alois, but not much, right? Now I might be getting it in here due to it already being open over here. I'm not sure, but anyway, you can see, yeah, that's probably the case. So I have the data and it recognizes it, I guess. So anyway, this should be identical to this one here. Zoom out. Yep. Okay. And so let's close this one now. We don't need it. We've got the other one. So we'll unsubscribe to it. Now I want to show a way to use this. If you don't have multiple monitors, you can just either drag and drop this tab, onto the chart here, or you can right click on it and pop it out into a new window, or you can even double click on it. Let's just double click on it, and it pops it out into a separate chart, and this can go on a different monitor, etc. I'm going to keep it here in the background, and we can go back and forth quickly just by clicking on the window here and going back to the tradable chart here. Okay. Reason being is at the moment you cannot trade from the TraderMap Pro chart. Okay, so you can only view it in here. We're working on that though, so that you will be able to trade from the chart. We're also working on the request in here to show stops and icebergs in the bottom. The reason that we don't right now is because you can't. The heat map and the liquidity has been filtered. So it's going to filter. It filters the MBO data, which is going to filter the stops and icebergs. Okay. But we'll find a workaround and be able to show it in the subchart here as well. All right. Okay. All right. So that's the TraderMap Pro, and going through and just the reason that I took the time to do that is because of this condition in the heat map right now, which makes it hard to read and understand the liquidity. So now we can get better insight over here and check out what's happening in the market with the liquidity. Okay, it really is important. Look at this area here. Traded in this liquidity here. We see the sellers try one more shot here, and then here come the buyers. Right. In fact, look where they came back up to, just where we saw that spoof right here, and this high liquidity in here. You just can't make this stuff up. I mean, this is the market structure. And understanding the liquidity is essential. Okay, without it, this is what your chart would look like. Maybe it's candlesticks you're looking at, or maybe it's something else. Whatever it is, footprint, whatever. Looking at the heat map in here, understanding liquidity on the other side of the trade is really insightful. All right, so Shark, I would have loved to have covered your 1, 2, 3 pattern on this, but I was kind of explaining this TraderMap Pro. But this looks pretty nice, and this one's I think this would be a challenging one. You kind of where do you get in the 1, 2, 3? Maybe in here. I don't know, but you don't really see it in here. But I do have an example here back on. It's a trade example. In here, yeah, okay. Just going through the I think you might find this helpful. It's a well-known pattern, the 1, 2, 3 pattern, and it relates to all sorts of other things, guys. This is all really the same stuff. It's just given a different name, whatever. What really matters is you boil it down to the orders and the price action with orders here. Okay, so let's go through it, and we'll go through an example. Here's a very small 1, 2, 3 pattern, which is also a double bottom in this case. Okay, so what happened here, and why did I take this? Because we're trending down. All right, well, this is what I saw, and this was my decision. I have high liquidity on the bid, getting filled, getting filled, getting filled, getting filled, and we're still dropping. Okay, so I am now looking, waiting, and watching for buyers. We trade into this high liquidity here, one more shot down here. Now let's zoom out a little bit too, and let's look at the bigger picture with our non-farm data here. We come down to just about where non-farm started. Okay, we do not trade into this high liquidity here at 55.90. Now I'm waiting, I'm watching. I want to be convinced that there are buyers. Okay, I start to see, I see exhaustion here. Okay, so I know we're not ready yet. I don't see a lot of buying up here. I see more sellers. Now, down here, we make an equal low or maybe a slightly higher low. No, it's equal. Look at the sellers here. Okay, I don't see sellers or many. It's very, very minute selling here. Okay, so I'm still, though, I don't think it's ready. I'm looking for buyers. Where are the buyers? And then I find them. We see them come in. They trade up to this liquidity here. Now, we made an equal high up to where it dropped from here. Now, I'm interested in the pullback and getting involved. Okay, now I know we're trading into high liquidity here as well. But we can also look at price structure in here. Okay, well, here's a trend line break. Here's another kind of structural area right here at this kind of 92 and a quarter area. So I get involved here. Now I'm looking for buyers to carry it higher. I'm looking for them to take it back up into these previous areas where it traded before. Here, and also this swing up here, okay, where the sellers came in. All right, so I moved, or I put my take profit up here, right? And I let those buyers take or trade into my limit sell order up here. And that was the trade. Okay, so just very, very simple. But again, we're waiting, we're watching, we're understanding the order flow, the transactions, and also the liquidity here into these the transactions into this high liquidity here. So we know that these are buyers in here. We're waiting for the aggressors though, and we found a bit of them here. That was enough for me for this small trade. All right. Okay, Alois, yeah, thank you. God, Alois, you're amazing. You know this platform as well as the people over in support, etc. So thank you so much for all of your efforts. It is really great. Let's see here. Yeah. All right, guys. So anyway, that was it. If there's any questions on that, happy to continue on. Let's take a look at another one, another example in here. See if are we missing anything here? Breaking down. No, all we did was trade to the lows and trade back up again. We're not really missing anything here. Well, we could be looking at a bigger 1, 2, 3 pattern in here or something. We'll cover that in a bit. But okay, so a couple dumb scalps early pre-market or pre-non-farm as well, basically for break even, a small winner here and a small loser here, yeah, it was basically break even. I think I was up a tick. I wanted to get out before the non-farm and not get squeezed in here. All right, so here's non-farm, let's cover it from the very beginning here. All right, so as non-farm is approaching here, okay, here's the liquidity being taken away. Okay, this is what always happens. This is how the market works. If there's not much liquidity in here, like you can see, much higher liquidity in this market here at this time, and then as non-farm approaches, look how it really tapers off. All right, so where do you expect price to go? Okay, we've seen this so many times, up to high liquidity up here at 56.05 or 4, and then down here we have 505 contracts down at this 80 level. All right, so what did I do? I put in my orders at those areas of high liquidity. Okay, I was willing to be a buyer here and willing to be a seller here. All right, because I'm looking for price to go up, test that area, trade into that liquidity, and then to fall back. All right, and we don't know what's going to happen after that. But let me go through my decision-making process based on what I saw in here in the heat map and in the transactions. All right, so I'm willing to be a buyer here. I'm also willing to be a buyer down here at a lower level. And then this is what happened. So price came up. Okay. It traded into this liquidity in here, 56. We've got the big figure here, 5,600. It traded through it and up to the high liquidity here at 05. I put my order just in front of that liquidity and I got filled. Okay, now this was only partial position. That's it. That's all I'm looking for is to get filled on this one lot up here. And then I'm willing to be another buyer up here, or seller, I'm sorry. So I'm a seller here. I'm willing to be a seller up here as well, in case it flags here and then blasts through this liquidity again up into 10. Right, so I'm willing to scale into this position. So this is a partial position at this point. Now, my decision was, this is a quick move. I am willing to buy it back here at this area here. Now, it happens to be the figure, but also it happens to be where there was high liquidity that transacted here. Okay, so that's where I put my my order, and that's where I got filled. Okay, and that's it. Okay, so basically a 5-point move. Kind of a very quick trade. You can see it was basically here at 8:30 and 20 seconds or 21 seconds, basically over to 8:30 and 32. So 11 seconds or so in the market, and that's it. Right? That was the move I was looking for, and that one worked out. Okay, but it's based off of what we had discussed here, that high liquidity before the non-farm. These are traders willing to sell up here and buy down here. Okay? And we're using that information to look for a potential opportunity. And that was it. All right, so now I'm not advocating going and doing that. Make sure that you go back and back test this. This is something that you want to check on. We've seen it so many times in here that I am willing to put on that risk up here. We know that typically it bashes to this liquidity here and then tries and comes down to this liquidity down at 55.80 and bash into that and go back and forth. So anyway, let's zoom out and let's take a look here. So this was the other trade that we already covered, and then what has price done after that non-farm event? Okay, well, all it's done is trade within this level here, or these two levels of 05 and 85 down here. Okay, in fact, we just tested the low here and it rejected. Okay, boy, I would have loved to have seen that, but I just didn't see it, Shark. This kind of 1, 2, 3 in here. I don't know if you did, but it's more of a kind of a quick break and then a move right back up. Yeah. All right. Yeah, you can trade using the dome. Absolutely, Stephen. If you want to use your TraderMap Pro, it's a great idea. It's a great solution. So let's open up the Dome Pro, and yeah, here it is here. Absolutely, that's a great way. So here it is, and let's go to our TraderMap Pro over here. Okay, and then I'm going to kind of move this over like that, and you can trade off of your Dome Pro, off of the ES. See it's up here. It says it's the ESU contract, but this one here is the ESU, and then it says OCF at TMP Pro. So what this means up here, this is the synthetic TraderMap Pro instrument that we created, and it has this hyphen OCF, which means order change filter, and then at TM Pro, TraderMap Pro. All right, so you can still you can use this for your visualization, Stephen. It's a great solution, and then trade off the Dome here. One note on the trading from the Dome, the functionality is a little bit different. That when you set your orders in here, there's the right clicking and left clicking is like a traditional Dome approach. It's different for trading from the Bookmap chart, but so just note that. You're probably well aware of that, Stephen. But so to sell over here, I just left click up here, and it'll be there's my limit order up here. Gives my position in the queue right next to it there, as you can see. Okay, I'm at the end of the line. All right, now you can right click on this order here, and then that will delete it. Not sure. So you've only got two instruments open, Shark and perpetual state of data latency spikes. Yeah, no, I'm not getting any. Not sure. I mean, I would reach out to support, and you should be fine. It depends on how long those symbols have been open, though. If they've been open like all week, for example, yeah, I imagine you're going to probably get maybe some, you know, that's a lot of computing power. Anyway, yeah, you shut it down every day. Okay, regular trading hours only. There's some other things that you might want to check out. Reach out to support, Shark. You know, offhand, number one thing is, are you connected with your wire? If you're wireless, that's going to be an issue right away. So yeah, make sure that you are hard connected to your modem router. Let's see here. Okay, so that might be it. All right. Yeah, there's many data packages that are lost. They just don't transfer if it's by wireless. You know, especially with MBO data, this is metadata. There's a reason why a lot of people aren't showing MBO data. They filter it out, like Ninja filters it out, for example. They want slimmed down data. Heck, CQG won't even offer it, and they could very easily offer it. Morning, Caesar. All right, so let's continue on, guys, and let's see if we find any other kind of order flow phenomenon in here that gives us an edge. Okay, right now we're right in the middle of all the price action in here, as you can see. Just looking at the profile in here, we've got two profiles. Most of you, all you guys know this, but just for anyone who's new in here, CVP here stands for chart range volume profile. So it's only the profile that's with the viewable data in here. So if I zoom in, then you can see it's a profile for only this data here. And when this data goes out of the window, this will update my profile here. Okay, now SVP stands for session range volume profile, and it's when I opened up my Bookmap and all the data there. So you've got two different profiles, a short-term and long-term profile that might be helpful for you. So for example, here we're kind of stuck in this, put this within our chart range. You can kind of see we're at a high volume node here. However, the real high volume node is down here. Okay, so for example, there's a potential trade idea. Okay, so do we see sellers coming in here yet to be able to trade back down to here at 92, 91 and a half? No, I don't. I see buyers here. I see some sellers here, but buyers and again buyers. Okay, so to me it looks like buyers want to carry it away from this high volume node here and want to explore this end of the profile. That's what it looks like, okay, at this current time. So let's take a look at this. Actually, maybe it's a good idea to look at some profile trading in here. Okay, so let's see. There's some exhaustion from the buy side. So there's a bit of selling in here. Okay, I'd be very, very careful with this, though. I do not want to fight this momentum. Okay, I need to see those sellers. Where are they? Okay, I just see some exhaustion here and a little bit of selling right here. That's it. Okay, so I will stay away from it. Yeah, Shark, go get your Ethernet cable and run it together and see if that helps. Also depends on what add-ons you might have open. It also depends on your updating. Like I remember Doug Pless had an issue. He was updating his chart very, very frequently, and you don't want to do that. There was no need for it. So you can go in, you can right click on the price ladder and go to settings here, and it was based off the tolerances in here basically. Yeah, support might point you in this direction as well. Okay. All right, guys. Yeah, I'm not going to be fighting that momentum. That trade idea does not look like a good idea. In fact, it's the opposite. We're actually looking for more buyers, and we did find them. Okay. So let's see if they can maybe trade up to the figure here. Okay, so let's see if we get a pullback to where it broke out from here. Okay, and let's see. Still looking for it to pull back. And then if this was a trade idea, then we're looking for the pullback here, and we're looking for our buyers to come back in now. Okay, and do we see them? Yeah, they're starting to. So is that enough? Well, maybe. I mean, it depends on your trading plan. You know, maybe that's something where you're starting to see buyers up to the top of this little range in here, or it broke a little trend line here. Okay. So you can see that didn't work out, but let's see if we get our buyers back now. This is why I love that 1, 2, 3 pattern, is because this little swing here, not enough buyers. Now we're finding our sellers. Okay. So we have a potential trap really evolving here. Like these guys and these guys, as well as some of these others in here, will likely be sellers down here. Okay, so that could be a trade idea as well. Yeah, I mean, I'm still going with the buyers in here for right now. I mean, I still see they're in control so far. It's when price gets down below here, they're going to be shaking in their boots. And then, well, here we go. And they'll start covering. Okay. So is that it then? All right, well then let's take a shot at it, right? And I should have put in an OCO order. Where am I wrong on that? Up here. I would be wrong up here. So I'll be a buyer up here. And I will be a buyer down here in front of or right by that swing down here. Okay, let's see if we get some exhaustion here. We're getting a bit of a pullback here. See if we get our sellers come back in. Now there's a quick move, another quick move, and there's our mean reversion trade. We're just shy of our target here. Okay, liquidity starting to come in here on the bid, a little bit higher than where we are. I'm still holding out here, just below the swing here. Okay, again, high liquidity coming in, so we're finding some buyers on the bid here, and let's see if the sellers take them on and trade into it. Okay, so yeah, they're reacting to that bid here. Yeah, we covered CJ, the liquidity in here, and it's this algo in here. You can see it. You know, it's has this behavior in here. It's not really choppy liquidity. It's just this algo behavior in here. Okay, we're getting squeezed here. Not a whole lot of buy volume, but we're still getting a squeeze. And let's see what you got, sellers. There's our exhaustion. A little bit of selling here, but they really got to pick it up now and trade back down here. Oh, we're stopped out. Okay, well, not that was our trade idea, and it was kind of basically kind of a mean reversion, or back to this high volume here. But we got squeezed on the way back up here, and it was just shy of our take profit here, one tick away. Actually, it looks like it actually traded here. So let's take a quick look. Yeah, no, it didn't trade that level, but just shy of it. Well, it's a funny thing, like, well, I've been on a bad streak here so far in the live market with you guys. Earlier today was great, but yeah, last few webinars in the live market, we had some good idea, or today, or this was not a bad idea here. It just this one didn't work out. But we can go over to our trade journal here and take a look at our trade as well. So if you guys are not aware of the trading journal, this is where you can find it. It's free. It's included in Bookmap Global and Global Plus. You will need to have this, though, and like I said, it's free. You'll need to open it and select this one here called Trading Statistics. Okay, you'll need to have that, and then you can see different settings in here, etc. But Once you have that, then you can click on open your web journal here. Okay, synchronize your data to your web journal, and then open it here. Okay, and then once you do that, it'll open here for you. Okay, and here's that loss right here. Okay, so it's documented. It went 9 for us, and it went 9 against us, and that's the MFE MAE. And then here are the two. Actually, I traded earlier today. Yeah, here's a small winner, small loser, and then 2 winners, and it gives the overall P&L up here. In fact, we can look at it for the day as well, by filtering by the date up here. Okay, so let's go back to, we'll look at just Fridays. Yeah, I got to go with Thursday and Friday here. Yeah, or no, I can go with Friday here, but I need to select the time. So you select the date, and then let's go to like 6:30 in the morning, and then you can see that data in here. Okay, so here are all my trades from just today. Okay, you got your average winner, your average loser, your P&L, total wins, total losses, and then your profit ratio as well. Right. Okay, CJ, to answer your question. Let's check YouTube here. How's everything going? Couple of questions. Yeah, sure. We can look at RTY. No problem. So let's add that in here. We'll go with Rhythmic, CME, and I think I've got it in here already. Yep. No, I don't. I have the M contract. So let's just type it in here. Oops. CME RTY U4. And here we go. Right. Yeah. Thank you, Alois. Answering that question in YouTube. Yeah, this is your recentering in here. If you have none on here, price will probably go outside of it like this. But just recenter again here by trades or by best bid and offer. Probably trades is probably the best, because sometimes if you have a wild market and a big spread here, or something like during the non-farm, then it's going to recenter based off the best bid and offer, not the transactions. So play around with whatever setting you like. Yeah. Did that answer your question, Anurag? All right, let's see what's happening here in the Russell. Okay, well, we're finding our buyers coming in, and yeah, looking for them to come back up and test this swing here, and then let's put a line in there, and let's look for something to happen up there. Okay, lots of buying coming in. Okay, just getting up there. Now, we might have to use TraderMap Pro on this one as well. So let's do that actually. So we'll come back up here to TraderMap Pro, click on that. We're going to create a new one for the Russell. We're going to add a filter, order change filter, okay, and then we're going to change it to not changed, and then we're going to press play. Okay, and then it creates this new instrument here. Okay, which is going to give us that insight. Is this real liquidity up here? Is it transacting? Well, they pulled, as you guys can see. Okay, finding our sellers. There's some exhaustion. All right. In fact, maybe that's even a potential trade event there, but maybe not quite there yet. But we have exhaustion. We have high liquidity up in this level. It did not trade though. It was kind of pulled. I don't like that. But we definitely are not finding our buyers up here. We're finding some sellers here. And now we also pulled that liquidity here, but we're still finding some sellers here. Okay, so I mean, what we're looking for at the top edge here, is we're looking for high liquidity to trade first, right? We want to find people on the offer getting filled, and they're not right now. They're pulling away from the market. Okay, so if we're looking for a reversal here, up at this top edge, then we need to look for some sellers to show up. And we're not seeing that right now. It continues to break out. Right, now it's getting a little more interesting. Looks like they're starting to stay in the book here. Yeah, the footprint chart in Bookmap and Dome Pro. Well, Dome Pro is pretty straightforward. You know, just go up to the Dome Pro here, and then you know, enable it for whatever instrument that you want, and it'll pop up. Okay. So we already covered it earlier, and then the footprint chart, which has been updated just recently. So at least the version that I have. Yeah, and we want to turn it on for RTY maybe. Let's see. Okay, see, you also had a question at 9:10 when we got that reversal. Can we take a look at the order flow? Okay. Yeah, let me come back to the footprint chart. Okay, now here's our little double top pattern up in here, right? Okay, starting to make sense now, right? Because on the way up, we saw those buyers. We're starting to find some sellers. You know, it's still kind of squeezes here. And now we had a retest back up here, and we found sellers. Okay, so buyers in here. We're looking for that high liquidity to trade, and it didn't. Yeah, here's another 1, 2, 3 pattern in here. Okay, so then how do you trade in this? How do you look for it? Well, look for, you know, pullbacks to certain areas in here. Maybe a pullback to here. Maybe a pullback to here. Okay, we'll see. But we won't be able to trade off this chart anyway. So we'll have to make a position off of this chart here. Okay, let's take a look at that S&P back at 9:10 my time. C. Yeah, in here. Yeah, it's a funny one. So you know, at this point, we're in this small downtrend in here, and we see the move here, and then we see a lot of buyers. Look where we come back up to, just where it dropped from right here, and buyers trying. So I imagine what is happening in here is they're running into iceberg orders, sellers in here. And you can see it. We can verify that here. Yes, they are running into iceberg orders. Quite a few. You know, this goes down to almost 700 here at this point. So all of this buying in here is unable to lift the offer because they're running into, it looks like it should lift it, right? But they cannot because someone's on the other side here with hidden order getting filled. Now, and we see this all the time, in fact, we still find buyers in here, okay? And there's still icebergs in here. Nonetheless, there's just more buying pressure in here. No matter what happens in here, we have our cash open here, and there's still more buyers, but there's still more sellers here with icebergs. Okay, so we continue on up to the upside, and then let's take a look at this in here because it's pretty interesting stuff. It's a pretty big move at the cash open from well, 7-8 points on up into this high up here at 98, and then it drops right back down, and then we're right back up again. Okay, so you would think, like, with all this iceberg selling in here, why is it going up, right? Isn't that the larger player in here? This is where we always have used it this way in the past. Order flow rules the chart. Icebergs are a subsection of order flow. It is hidden orders. It is larger players using hidden orders. And there's a lot of icebergs going off in here. It's pretty significant, down to 7,500. And we're just waiting and watching looking for sellers to come in. Now, we don't know what the larger players are doing in here. That's one thing. Stops, though, is much easier to understand. We don't know what time frame, who's using these orders, what institution, what is their game. We just know that we ran into a lot of hidden sell orders. Now, that's a confluence, though. So we know that. And we can look at this in here and start to understand that, okay, it started right around here. Actually, that's not correct. It started right around, here. And you can see the icebergs. We were covering exactly that. You can see the buy dots in there. So we can go with maybe a move back down to these areas in here. And if we see a lot of selling down below here, look out. It means that these guys were positioned on the sell side. They will be in profit, and we can look for really, really nice moves, maybe down into this high liquidity down in here. Okay, it's a great question, C, and thanks for bringing it up, because this is a bigger picture for today, and it's hidden, but we're uncovering it in here. We're able to understand this dynamic, and we don't know, if these guys, what time frame, what they're doing. Are they covering? Are they opening a position? These questions we cannot answer. We don't know. We just know that these are icebergs, and they were selling. They were iceberg transactions on the sell side. That's what we know. We can go through, though, and look for order flow in here to maybe fit into another scenario. So, for example, if we see a bunch of buying up in here, and then maybe some traps or maybe high liquidity in here getting filled, just like this, okay, and we start to see sellers in here, we can get a really nice move all the way back down here. And if we see more sellers in here, well, we already know that there's a big sell side in here. From back to here, and they will all be in profit, and we can look for a really nice move to unfold. Okay, it's a funny thing, because there's been these webinars in the past, I recall, like, it makes you look foolish. You're like, oh no, well, we should be getting a bounce here, and we just don't. We continue on lower, and it's like, well, the next level we should be getting a bounce, and we don't. And I look over at the icebergs, and we're up to like 30,000 in the S&P. and you you kind of think, wow, this is what's going on here. Well, you look at your higher time frame chart on your daily or your candlesticks, and you start to put it together. That holy cow, like they're absorbing on a much higher time frame, where we see at least a lot of icebergs at lower levels. It continues lower, we see them absorb all of that as well, and then you'll see something like this, like 3 big days like this to the upside. Okay, so it can lend a lot of insight to higher time frame analysis. How's our TraderMap Pro doing here on Russell? Yeah. You can see this was very short-lived. Double top, we're looking for that potential reversal in here. Well, it actually did its move, its measured move in here. It came back down to here. And this came down a little lower, but get the idea, is equal to this. Okay, so that reversal move is basically done. And we see new buyers engaged here. Okay, we're starting to see another one in here. Here's our 1, 2, 3. Okay, well, let's put our pieces together in here then. High liquidity, is it getting filled? Mildly. But buyers here, some sellers here, lack of buyers up here, sellers down here. Okay, so I'm wondering if Shark is already in this. I don't think you're not trading the Russell. But now let's see if we can get our move here. Okay, and let's see if we can get a measured move out of it from here on down to somewhere around here, or maybe down lower. Okay, so then let's see. Well, then we'll look for a pullback here, maybe to about here. Okay, so if that's the case, that would be the entry, and then look for the continuation on down to 2042 or so. Yeah, we're not getting that pullback. It's just moving. Yeah, regarding the TraderMap Pro, I'm sorry, the Dome Pro in here. Hover over the columns in here. You can move these columns around. There's all sorts of settings. You can configure this any way that you like. This is the default, but you can even just move them like this, and really whatever you like. So this is your last traded quantity. These are your aggressors here that traded on the bid. These are the ones that traded on the ask. Right, and then you have your ask liquidity, your bid liquidity. All right, the way to find out more about this, go to bookmap.com. You can go to well, you can go to education, or you can also go to here and the knowledge base, and then you can look up your TraderMap Pro in here. So go to add-ons, and then we can look at Dome Pro right here. Okay, that's where to go, and there's videos in here, etc. All right, that'll answer your Dome Pro. We can also look at while you're here, you might want to look at your footprint chart as well. Here it is here. Click on that and go through the different settings in here that we have. Okay, I'll open it though, and we'll go through it as well. Nice move here, by the way, in that we didn't even get a chance to get in here on it though. We were just looking for 42. It's traded through it. All right, let's go back to our idea though in this S&P here. Okay, so we're looking for the move here, back down to here, right? So this 90 level. All right, so now here we see our sellers come in, looking for a pullback then. Okay, so let's see if we can get a pullback to here. We can set a limit order in there. So there it is already, so we don't need to. Okay, so we're in, and then let's take a look at where we place our stop. Okay, so maybe up above this swing here, and now we're looking for these sellers to try to move back down to where? Let's move our take profit. Okay, and we're looking for that move down to this liquidity here. Okay, and that's our move. Boy, we're still finding buyers though. It's been we've been caught in the squeeze each time here. Okay, let's see. I think this one's a little different. Looking for look where we went to right here. Now we're looking for the sell side to come in. Okay, now our idea in here is a higher time frame move. A little bit higher time frame due to our analysis in here, based off of what C was talking about in this reversal around 910. Okay, just identifying these players in here. Okay, and this is the trade idea. Right now we're looking for order flow to support it, and we do have that. We have this. We have a lot of sellers here. Buyers took them on, but we see more selling through that area. So we are sell side, and we're looking for continuation down to this 55.90 level, and we are front running that by a couple ticks there. Now, still finding buyers fighting this here. Yeah. Yeah, my stop might be a little too tight on this one here, but I'm going to go with it still. This large liquidity in this transaction here, and I'm going to hold it. It's not looking too good. Not looking like a good idea here. And we're going to get hit. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. I still like the idea. I'm going to look for maybe this next level up here, and above this. Let's see. I want to see it trade into this high liquidity up here, though. Okay, and then I want to see those sellers come in. Okay, we did find them. They're here. So that was our plan. We just got caught in the squeeze in the back and forth in here. That's fine. Okay, so maybe this next level here, and I'll re-engage. I need to see that setup though. Okay, so that's the price action today. And how's that Russell doing? Okay, interesting. The Russell came all the way down and all the way back up as well. All right, so we got our daily over here, our hourly here in the middle, and our 15-minute on the right. Daily looks strong. I mean, we're breaking out here, but it's a really small candle on the daily. So that's the buyers we're fighting here. But we're looking for a move back into the range here. Yeah, this is a lot of momentum here on the daily to fight. That's what we got caught up in here. Let me see if there's any other questions in YouTube. Yeah, I would suggest, Anurag, you come over to our Discord channel. Also support will be helpful. All right, so we traded 04. And we'll see if this buying momentum continues here to the upside or not. So some of that liquidity traded, some of it was pulled. No, I'm sorry, it looks like it all traded there pretty much. So we did find some sellers here on the offer at 04. Okay, we're at highs of the day, 05 up here. Our all-time highs. I think maybe come over to uh, the Discord channel, and also the Bookmap Academy Discord channel. You'll see it, and ask in there. And Shark Baloo is the kind of resident expert on the 1, 2, 3 pattern. I've been covering it a lot. I like it, but I've been covering it a lot, not just to answer some of Shark's questions, but like we want to see, like, the transactions like shift and change. Like if it's a double top, you'll see that shift, as we did in the Russell. And like here, for example, like, we want to understand this back and forth in here, this distribution up here in that kind of that 1, 2, 3 pattern, and then looking for the continuation, right? Because usually it doesn't just come, typically it doesn't come straight up and then straight back down. There has to be some sort of like transition, and that's what we want to read and understand. And it's great because it works really well with understanding the liquidity transacted here, the condition of that liquidity. If there's more on the bid or on the offer, and then the aggressors within that price action in here as well. So like right now, I'm not too convinced by the selling in here yet. Like, what about the buying up here? Well, the buying up here doesn't look too good either, but there's still more buyers in here than there are sellers, right? So in fact, that would lead to a breakout, or like a 1, 2, 3 pattern breakout here, up to maybe 08 or to 10 here, right? That's what we'd be looking for. That's what it's telling us here, this little back and forth in here. Right. So on each leg, we can start to read it and understand it, right? And start to see like, okay, well, we're still getting more buyers up here. Well, now they just traded into this liquidity here. Are there still more buyers here? What does the offer look like? Because we're looking in here, we don't see a lot of selling, and we're still finding more buyers up here. Yeah, I would still look for this to continue higher. Right now. It makes me a little leery though, because I see a bit of an offer here, and we also traded into this high liquidity and this in here as well. So we are starting to find some sellers on the offer, but we're still finding aggressive buyers, and they're still able to move price higher. And that will help you stay out of trades. Like, where do we see the sellers? Well, the only place we've seen sellers so far has been here and here, really. Now we're starting to see a bit of a cluster right now. We're starting to find some sellers, right? Okay, well, if that is the case, right, then, and are they able to move it? Are they able to take control here of that market? And no, not yet, right? So we're starting to look for that though. Where are they? Where are they taking control of this? And we don't see a transition yet taking place, but we're looking for a transition, and we're looking for a pullback to get involved and continue with the strength of the sell side. That's what we're looking for. Again, it's just orders, and it's just order flow. Where are people positioned, and why? Where would it go if the sellers do take control, or we find a lack of buyers in here? Well, the sellers are going to take it down to this swing here, or this swing here, right? And we start to line it up with liquidity, but we don't see a whole lot of liquidity in here. We see it down here, 95, 96, okay, at this time. We'll have to kind of jump over to TraderMap Pro to maybe see a bit more. Dome Pro, TraderMap Pro. Okay. Yeah, so we know, like here, this is giving us a little bit better insight, right? High liquidity that stayed in the book here. It did transact. And now do we see that transition from buy side to sell side? And not really, not yet. Yeah, we covered that, Anurag, with the TraderMap Pro. You might want to rewatch this later. Okay, the thing is that you cannot trade off of that chart though, the TraderMap Pro here. And we covered it like 3 times, I think. So you'll see. Beautiful spoof down here, guys. Look at that. This is old school here. This is what the market years ago would do this all the time. Very successful as well here. Was able to. We don't know who's doing what, but these orders came in very short term. They came out, and price went up. Beautiful. Now it's pretty far away from the book too, or from the BBO, but you know, nonetheless, the reaction was buyers. All right, guys. So what do you think here we're coming up on the European close, London close. Are we going to, you know, continue on higher here, or are a lot of people going to like take their profits, close for the day? Let's put a poll out there. Quick poll. Minute. There we go. Let's see what you guys think. I think we're going to see a bit of a sell-off. I don't see it yet, but yeah, I agree with you, Anurag. We'll probably see markets continue to go up until the Fed cuts. Yep, totally. That'll probably be in September, at least. Yeah, likely. All right, so let's see if we get those sellers coming in here. Just for the close, and we wouldn't look for much of a move here, but you know, kind of back to even potentially back to 5,600 here. So here's your is that reversal pattern that we're looking for? Now this is a little bit more challenging in here because I don't see it. This does not look convincing to me, but this is more about market timing. Here we're actually looking for traders to act a certain way due to the time of the day. So you know, what we see in here is now a little skewed, a little different, and we're looking for a specific action. And a sell-off here. Okay, so if that happens, where do we have evidence of it? And it's kind of the here and now. It kind of it's not really based off of the order flow in that sense, right? And there's a sell-off right there. Okay, quick move like that. Someone just dumped, right? So let's see if we probably get a pullback right to where it dumped from, and let's see if they dump again. Okay, it's a nice little stop run too. People get caught up in that. We got caught up in this as well. Yeah, right here. We saw that here, right? Exactly, kind of very similar. We were looking for that move, and we put our stop back up above this area here. We got taken out. Okay, all the criteria was here. We had our trade idea. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it differently. I'm still really curious about this 55.90 here. Okay, well, how about this? We'll if we're anticipating that, then we're going to put in our sell stop here, okay? Because I don't see any sellers coming in here yet, right? So it looks like the same kind of squeeze again to the upside here, but we don't know. Like, is this a market timing idea here? So yeah, it looks like 60%. Yeah, that will sell off here at the close. 67%. All right, so 2 out of 3. In our poll. Okay, so this time we stayed away from the squeeze at least, right? So far. I mean, definitely some selling here, and this was certainly a larger player in here. But that's been it so far. Right, we're back up above. They're selling, so that's that squeeze we're talking about here. Okay, so we can probably even move it up now, because looking for we see the squeeze starting to take place up above in a new range here. So now we can kind of move it up and look for the selling to take place and try to take through that area here. It looks like it's just about to get hit. There we are. Okay, so now we're looking for our sellers now down at this bottom edge here. They got to show up for this to work. If they don't, we'll cancel this, or we'll just get out of the trade here. cut it. But this is what we're looking for. Our sellers here, people to close, end of the day here, European close. That's it, though. We're not looking for anything more than that. Yeah, and we're still finding buyers here. So still chopping back and forth in this little range here. All right, 71% think that we will sell off here at the close, European close. All right, that's the play. Let's see what we get. Okay, we do have some order flow in here that supports the idea, but again, it depends on the activity of those traders, right? That's what we're looking for. So kind of, you know, that's why like around fundamental economic news, the open, the close, you know, we have the kind of wild swings. And you know, order flow gets kind of blown out of the window in a lot of cases. Yeah, it's at 11:30 East Coast time. Yeah, we're getting squeezed here. Don't like it. Those sellers, like, where are they? They got to show. Okay, so let's see the covering here. I'm seeing buyers again. Okay, top of the range. Are you going to sell? Let's see it. We're still finding buyers. Okay, there's a big iceberg selling right there. Now that's helpful. Now let's see if the sellers show up. The aggressors. Okay, so we're starting to find some sellers. Okay, 11:30 coming up. All right, guys, let's wrap it up. Tom B, get started here. You might want to jump over to the next webinar that we're having, and he'll cover volume profile and order flow with Bookmap. Let's yeah, we'll call it a day here. We'll call it a week, and we'll catch up with you guys next week. All right. So it looks like we just got hit. So our trade ideas today, we had our criteria in here and they didn't work out, that was that. Went over a bunch of different trades, some winners early on, and then we even traded the non-farm in here, and then we had these some ideas in here due to some of the icebergs and the European close here. We just continue to get squeezed here and see these buyers come in. So That's what happened today. Yeah, thanks everybody. We'll wrap it up, and we will catch up with you next Monday. All right, we'll go through a lot of new stuff actually that I want to cover on Monday. Okay, yeah, thanks everybody. Have a good weekend. Bye bye.